Hello anyone, everyone, and no one. Welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. And we are continuing exactly where we left off the other day. Except I've started doing a little bit of mapping now on here. Now, as I said in the last video, we have switched over to a different server hosting company to do a little bit of testing with. Now, I honestly don't think we're going to stick with this because between me, you, and the fence post, this thing is just not up to par, even with what was going on Foxy's end. And as a matter of fact, I think Foxy has now resolved the issues of what was causing crashes, which means we are going to be potentially moving back again here soon. But in the meantime, we do have a week to try things out here. Now, with us trying things out here for a week, that means regular gameplay is going to commence, which means that I need to make some progress on this base, which is exactly what we're trying to do today. I'm trying to start to map where this crafting table is going to go in. Now, this thing has a lot of interesting textures in it for sure, a lot. And I'm just trying to get a vague, just basic setup going here. So as you can see here, we've already got the black outline in, we've added in the first bar there. We may have to do hidden lighting on the inside of this, just like we did all this in the last episode, which is potentially what we're going to do. But first, let's get just a rough blueprint of this thing in here. We have got the first part of this in, and I did opt to texture it a little bit, which I actually think works really good for it. And if we take a look around here on the backside, I've done more or less the same thing that I've done in all the other legs here, except this is actually not a leg, and I need to finish that up where we've done backlighting in here. Now, I'm really torn on if we should do anything with this, and let's grab all these up. Let's not let these despawn. You know, I don't know if I should build any kind of farm in this. You know, there's been a running joke by a couple people on stream that I should potentially put a cactus farm in here. But you know, truth be told, there's just not the room for it. There's really not. This thing is really small, and I have come ill prepared to this battle. As you can see, once again, I do not have nothing that I need, because that's definitely not what I need here. By backlighting this thing, we need to, of course, make more stairs, and then with the stairs, we'll go ahead and knock that out, and put that in there, and that, and that's not where you were supposed to go, dude. Y'all ever have these issues? You got to do something, and it's supposed to be just so trivial that it should take no time whatsoever, yet the more you work on it, the more difficult it becomes. Now that is going to be a small issue right there. Let's take a look at this right here. You know, we've used the black concrete here, but I don't think that's necessarily going to work. But we could, let's see, we could make that out of concrete powder maybe. So if we put that there, that there, that does cover that. Now, of course, this block is a little bit redder than all the others. We'll try spruce for now, and as a matter of fact, we will try with spruce stairs. So let's craft up a couple stairs here, and let's throw those right there and get some backlighting there. That could potentially work there. And then, of course, because the way everything's lined up here, we'll go ahead and put another one of these. You, please come down here right up there and get that situated out. We might as well go ahead and do the other side and then take a look from the front and see what it looks like. You know, we had some issues with Foxy hosting the server, but I'll be honest with you at this point in time, I hope that we actually switch back to Foxy hosting, because the lag that I'm experiencing on this hosting company is 10 times worse. I can't even knock down a pillar here without literally falling, and as you just seen there, blocks are constantly reappearing. It's not been a good change. It's not been a good change. Granted, there are some things that for the moment appear to be better, like usually like that I can take off a fly, and we know that does not happen. That does not happen for me at all, but it doesn't seem warranted with it. The block lag and everything else feels about 10 times worse. Right, let's clean this up here and take a look, and I feel like that works. I feel like that works for the most part. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that the middle here just feels too plain Jane with just that one black strip going down it. Now, of course, that works fine for the edges. Do we need to break that middle strip up with more concrete powder? I mean, if we compare this right here, we got solid black, then we would need solid black there, and then those would... I mean, I've already textured it more than I had planned on texturing it, And if we really change it up, that's not necessarily black. You know what, for now we're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there, and we're going to go ahead and get all these other sides in. That way we can get the core of this structure in, and then we can decide from there what we want to do with it. And here I am out here, you know, something you don't see on camera. I've got that concrete farm tutorial on my channel. Yet what do I always do? I end up coming to this body of water back here, and of course we're drowning now. This little bitty pond right here is where I always make my concrete, because I don't even bother, as you might that there was a piece of green concrete there, because in whatever the next update, I think it's 1.15, at least in the beta already, they've done broke it, so that thing will not even be a viable option. And once I discovered that, I decided that it just wasn't even practical to rebuild it. Wasn't practical at all. You know, if they would just give us proper, you know, TNT exploding, something like Java, that would be nice. And I guess I say proper, and it's not really what you would say proper. It's more of the norm of what people are accustomed to. But it's just one of those things that I would really like over here. You know, I don't want exact parity. I really don't. But I would like some things to function a little bit better, like reliable redstone, you know, cobble generators and stuff like that, smooth stone generators and stuff like that. Just things to work better for Bedrock Edition. That's all I really want in the long run. Right, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that one will go there and there. Right, that will cover that core structure. And yeah, we'll just walk all these across here, get this side in, and then we'll work on the roof. And for the most part, that's good. That's good. I've been debating with myself, and of course now I don't have none of the stuff in my inventory. Right, let's go grab that. As I was saying, I've been debating with myself if I wanted to go more detailed with this, because if you look right here, you know, you got that line of gray there, you've got a lighter gray there, but I feel like the more detailed we go with this, the worse it's gonna get. Let's face it, I could have went more detailed with all this up here, and I didn't. And I feel like that's already over detailed as it is. I don't know. I would like your feedback on that too. What do you think? Is it already going too far? Is it not far enough? Do we need to go more detailed? Now, if we do, that's fine. I'll do that. But I'm not going back and redoing all that other stuff. Nope. Just not going to happen here. So next, let's get this in and then see if we can get a roof on this thing. I guess for this side right here, I need to do something too, because I mean, technically, you can see that right there. Yeah. Let's get that in too. It's not perfect. I'm well aware of this. That it's not perfect. It's the best representation that I can come up with the block palette that I got in order to make it not spawnable. One of the things that I really don't like is you got that black line of concrete there, which makes me wonder if I should change out the black to potentially dark oak logs, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's really, really black, but there's no way I can get around that. There's nothing I can do about it. But at a basis, it does work. It does work, and it adds in one of the last few things that are actually needed in here. As a matter of fact, if we just knock this out here, put that back, that more or less covers the core of the witch hut actually being done. I mean, when did we start this project? Right at the beginning of season 1 here? Yeah, it's only taken 8-9 months to get it all in. I mean, of course, I do got the random torch there that I've added in. And of course, we did change a few things up. I mean, that's finally the core of this thing done. I don't know how to react about that. Honestly, I guess now it's time to start doing some of the more aesthetic things that I want to do, like finishing up that, getting more trees added around here. But that's not next on our list. That's not next on our list. Do I work on fixing the redstone on this? Do I add in the statue out front? I'm really leaning towards the statue. You know what? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a statue out front. As I said, and I've said for a long time now, is I wanted to put out here more or less, well, my skin, my character's skin as a Herobrine statue, potentially standing on a witch head, holding out a sword. Now there's 1,000 tutorials on this thing on YouTube. You can find them in the masses, and that's more or less what I'm going to do here, is just find one and try to see if it'll work. Now I'm not going to add the texture to this thing at first. We're just going to build it out of stone because the dimensions could be off. You know, the default character is right on 2 blocks tall, which is that. And yeah, this thing's gonna have to actually be pretty big. You know what? Let's just get one in here of stone and see if we're gonna have to modify it. Let me find a tutorial to go to, and yeah. And you know, I said I was gonna add no detail to this, and I'm really struggling not to, but I'm trying to get a basic blueprint in, and I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if that's gonna work. As I was saying, with no detail, this block here obviously is just going to more or less be whatever the mob head is that's decided. And of course, I did decide for andesite to break it up, and I'll probably break the shirt up different with a different stone block for now. Really, it's just I want to get the core structure in, and looking at it, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be actually tall enough. It's going to be close, I think. I mean, if we judge it just based off of size alone, we're already up almost half a block, and I haven't even got to where the waistline yet is. I think we're going to have to modify this, which is going to be super frustrating to build and tear back down multiple times. I really hope this works. I really do. And all of this is now in. And as you can see here, the size worked out perfect. I mean, it literally cuts at the top of that door. I have not looked at this. I have not looked at this at all. I don't know how bad this is going to look. Apparently, we're not going to fly, though. Whew, that was a good lag spike there. And I think that's going to work. It looks a little bit weird right now. Just as all stone. I used a little bit of terracotta on the shirt to break it up so that I could tell the difference in it as I was building it. Now, of course, something still needs to go in the hand, whether that's going to be a rocket or sword. Now, if you take a look around here at the backside, yeah, it's not done. It's not done. I just needed to verify that it would work and fit, and I think it does. Now the fun part is going to be adding texture into this thing. I mean, the skin, do I want to replicate the skin? I mean, do I? That's going to be very difficult to do. Very, very difficult to do. What have I gotten myself into here? Oh, dear God. You ever keep messing around with something to the point where you don't even know what you're doing anymore? That's what's happened with that statue out front. That's what's happened with that thing. Now, last night, I sat on Discord with a bunch of people, just streaming, goofing around, just having a good old time. And I'll be honest with you, it was some of the most fun. Most fun? I don't know if that's how you say that, okay, or not. You know, words and difficulty are just a thing with me. I had a blast on Discord last night, and I did something really, 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 really silly. Now, you ever do one of those things that's really silly, but you really enjoy what come of it? Yeah. So yesterday I did stream a little bit, and let me try to get up here. I don't want to spoil anything yet. I did do some streaming, and I got some suggestions from the community on what we could do on this thing and how we could get this thing situated out. And it's got some texture to it now, and I'm happy with it. But last night I started goofing around, and if we just swing around here, yeah, if you don't know what's going on with that, you might need to join the Discord. Now, as you can see, the thing is not complete. Just looking at it makes me want to laugh. Oh, God. We have somebody on our Discord named Fearless, and Fearless is a bit derpy, okay? He posts this... I'll be honest, I call it a stupid what face all the time. And I hadn't decided what I'm going to do right here with what Slack is going to be standing on. And he was in Discord last night and just blah, 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 story after story. And I thought, you know what, Fearless, I'm going to stomp on your little what face. And that's what I did. I put his little what face there. And to be honest with you, I love it. I find it just hysterical. I mean, it's so goofy, it's so stupid that it just works. It really, really works. And a lot of people last night were like, hey, you could run a little gimmick on that where you just change out the face every so often, you know, put a different person's face on there. And I like that. And I think that's something we may do. We may build like a collection of heads like on the mountain over there every time we change one of these out. But I mean, it's coming along good. As you can see, I still got to do the shirt, still got to do more, maybe more textures in the pants. I don't know. It's like the face, when I started messing with it, if you actually look, there's quite a few textures in it, but they just felt too much from a distance. They felt too much. Now, of course, the hair, I think that works with the texture. And I know somebody's going, Slack, your character has gray hair. Yeah, well, as I told people in Discord last night, my characters had gray hair for a while and just people just didn't notice. I'm just saying, it's been a thing for a while now. It's been a thing for a while now. But I love it. I do love it, and I've got to continue on with this because now I want to get it completed. I mean, there's just so many possibilities of things that you can do with that, and that's welcome to Bedrock. Nice chunk border updates. Kind of like the whole front there. You see how nothing's lit on that front, or nothing lit on the front of the hand? Here, let me show you something. I don't get chunk borders and light issues. You know, this would go into another one of those pet peeves. I wish they would just please just fix. Look, we place that, we break that. Oh, suddenly look, it registers all that light down through there. I mean, and let's see if it did like it did last night. If we swing around here and take a look, yeah, see, now the hand's fixed. I don't get you, game. I don't get you sometimes. You really confuse me from time to time. But as far as that's going, I love it. I love it. You can see we still haven't got the side done. We still haven't got the back done. It's slowly getting it all in here and getting it all situated. But I'll be honest with you, I love it. I think I've said that. Shut up, Slack. Shut up. Right, let's get to adding more texture to this thing. And we are back, and yes, time has moved forward, and I'm really confused about something right now. Yes, the statue is done, and we'll cover that in just a moment, but what I'm really confused over right now is that thing working. The reason I'm confused is anytime I get disconnected and I come back, that thing is supposed to be broke. Why is it running? I don't understand. But I guess it's kind of irrelevant, as long as it works, I guess. But let's see here. I did try to AFK last night, and yeah, I got like no AFK session in. Good talk. Right, let's go up here and take a look at what has changed up here. And I guess the first thing that I need to go over first is, as I said, it's been a couple days since the last recording, and since then we have had stream day, and I want to show you this first. And yes, if you notice there, I fell out of the sky, which means we're no longer on the other server. We're back to the one that Foxy is hosting, but overall it is much better. It's just the performance is a lot better, and Foxy's done some tweaking and testing on the server, and hopefully things are getting situated out now. And what in they're still going at it. They're still going, right. If you don't know what's going on with that, you need to watch Foxy and Zloy. They've got some kind of, yeah, Zloy, you are my favorite Disney princess. Right, anyways, stream day, Liara came over here, and as a prank / gift, look at that. She built a cat there, and that thing fits perfectly. I had no plans of putting this in here, but to be honest with you, that just goes so good. So good. I'm really happy with that. I don't know if you necessarily want to call that a prank, because I'm keeping it. It's 100% staying. But let's get over here to the front. I have finally gotten everything textured on this thing, and as you've probably seen there from a little bit of a clip, yeah, land, right, clouds off, go. Audio, no, not audio. What are you doing, Slack? It's not audio. You need video stuff. Can you not remember what you're doing? Shut up, don't you argue with me. No, not fancy leaves, you... Fancy leaves, render clouds, yay! Right, nothing to see there. And boom, texture on all that is now done. Now, I'll delete the... I still can't look at this thing and not laugh. Texture on the shirt has now been done, and if we actually come around here and take a look, all the back is done too. We got all the hair in, we got the gloves in. I'm not sold on the gloves. 100% not sold. As in, literally, like, I'm shaking my hand in the air right now because I don't like the glove. I do want feedback from you all on what you think. Should we go ahead and texturize the pants to the degree of the skin that you can't see because he's currently wearing? Yeah, I don't really want to. I don't want to, but maybe we need to. But as you can see there with the gloves kind of look like the same color as the boots. But trying to get that kind of texture in, I'm at a loss for. But yeah, leave a comment on that. Do you think we should try to change up the texture on the gloves? Do you think we should leave it as is? Should we texturize the pants? These are things that I would like feedback on. Now, as I said too, you know, earlier that we were going to do potentially changing out the heads. Oh, it's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. As a matter of fact, on stream day, hi Slack, how you doing back there? We had a vote. Ooh, should we add an elytra to the back of that? I really feel like we should add an elytra to the back of that. Yes, multiple questions I need answered down there in the comments. Do we add more texture to the pants? And do we change up the gloves? Do we add an elytra? And as I was just saying, stream day. We had a vote on whose head's going to go up there next. I know the answer. Were you on stream day? Do you know the answer? Which means we're going to have to move Mr. Fearless's head over here to the mountain. And we're going to have to add another one in there very, very soon. Now, of course, I know the sword's not there yet. We'll get that. We'll get that. But I think that is just about where I'm going to wrap up today's episode. Because this one has spanned pretty much a week. I know, pretty much a week. But it's coming along good. We got the statue in. We got the crafting table in, and as a complete bonus, we got a nice cat here on the side of this thing. This thing doesn't like much more. Doesn't like much more. As you can see, I added in a couple more trees. We're going to get Mount Rushmore of heads started over here. But yeah, right, distracted. I need to get to editing. So on that note, I think that's just about where I'm going to wrap up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to drop a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I will catch all of you all next time. Goodbye!